Hi there, I'm Dean Williams. They've invited me to say a few words about real leadership and the upcoming Real Leadership Seminar. Let me tell you a little bit about myself. For more than 40 years, I have been researching, teaching, consulting, and writing about real leadership. This model I've had the opportunity of teaching at Harvard University as a professor for about 20 years. And so I'll be introducing these ideas, the real leadership framework, to you here in Singapore. And in Singapore, we've had thousands of people go through the seminar and learn about this particular way of thinking and providing leadership for the array of challenges that you face. It's a very practical seminar. It's demanding, it's intellectually challenging, but above all, this is useful material, framework, and tools that you can apply in your particular context. So I invite you to be a part of it. Now let me talk a little bit about what you can expect in the upcoming seminar. Now, real leadership, why do we use this term real leadership? Because real leadership is about getting people to face reality, realities that they struggle to face or don't want to face. That's why you need leadership. Real leadership as distinct from counterfeit leadership. There's a lot of fake or counterfeit leadership in the world these days that we're all witnessing. And so counterfeit leadership distracts people, generates unhealthy dependency on authority, rather than giving the work back to people in a way that empowers them and gets them working on those set of challenges that actually contributes to progress for the organization, for the community, or for the nation. So real leadership is about mobilizing people to face problematic realities, those critical body of realities that are essential in order to maximize the chances of progress and success. And let's face it, we live in very difficult, demanding, and problematic times. We are the case study. We are living it in this pandemic, and we are all struggling and feel like we are being pushed to our limits. And so leadership is needed to help people to address these kinds of challenges. It's a new set of challenges for which many of us are unaccustomed or we've never experienced in our lifetime. It's a little bit overwhelming. And so there's an aspect to real leadership that is about sense making, help people to make sense of what's going on and to be able to take action in the face of so much uncertainty. So leadership, real leadership, is to be able to help people deal with surprise events, the uncertainty, the unpredictability, the complexity of these kinds of challenges that we face. Real leadership is about helping groups, systems, institutions make progress. What does that mean? What's the kind of work we need to do in order to make progress? Well, there's a large body of that work is what we call adaptive work. Systems have to make adaptations, modifications, even transformations of their values, of their practices, of the way people interact. Orchestrating that adaptive work that opens up new possibilities for action and accomplishment, that's the work of leadership. And that work is needed in groups, in teams, institutions, and in the wider community to help the system deal with these kinds of challenges. We need real leadership for creativity and innovation to stimulate the experimentation, the exploration, the imagination, to help people deal with the inevitable breakdowns and failures along that journey of trying to create, because you'll be conducting experiments and not all those experiments will work. So to be extracting lessons from those experiments to ensure that those insights can be harnessed on behalf of a breakthrough becomes important leadership work. So in the seminar, you'll learn this framework for real leadership, how to diagnose adaptive challenges and to analyze or appreciate what kind of pathway we need to traverse in order to make progress or to increase your chances of success. You'll learn a little bit about the art and craft of intervention, how to intervene, to get attention, to hold attention so that adaptive work can get done, so you can stimulate sufficient innovation in order to advance to the next level. And you'll also learn about the self. In this problematic pandemic in which we are living in, it touches raw nerves. It helps us to see ourselves to the degree that we can bring some critical reflection to this. And to appreciate what our values are, what's important to us, what's important in our lives, and how do we increase our capacity to be able to be effective in the realm of leadership in such a way that we help others deal with these array of challenges as well. So the personal work of leadership is very important. It's like a Japanese swordsman or an archer, a Zen master. They practice so much time is into the personal self, the self-mastery that ultimately culminates in the ability for technical mastery. But if the self-mastery is very weak, we'll not be able to be particularly effective in the realm of real leadership. You'll be overwhelmed by the difficulty and the demands of the challenges that you face. So managing the self, developing the self as an instrument of power and influence becomes very important in this leadership work. So challenging times. The opportunities for leadership are there on a daily basis. Even though we are all hunkering down and doing our best to hold things together, this is an opportunity pregnant with possibility. And there are conflicts and there are demands and there are difficulties, but there is also tremendous satisfaction from the expression of real leadership. And the beauty of real leadership is that anybody can practice real leadership, obviously in varying degrees. Power is so widely distributed, so even if you're on the front line or you're in the background or you're on the margins or you're in the center, you can still practice some degree of real leadership to mobilize people and resources to address these critical challenges. So we invite you to the upcoming leadership seminar for you to learn about leadership, to enhance your capability for the practice of leadership, and to join the larger real leadership community here in Singapore, of which there are hundreds of people now. In fact, probably more than 1,000 or even close to that. So look forward to seeing you in the upcoming event.